As I mentioned earlier, Bill Tobin, longtime Bears and Colts front office executive, passed away yesterday at the age of 83. He was actually the guy, it was Rod Graves who kind of officially signed me, but Bill Tobin was Rod Graves' boss at that time. And you mentioned, I think Meller's got the sound, right? It was the draft. I don't know what year it was.
1994.
Okay, so Mort is sitting with Bill Tobin, and they're talking about why the Colts drafted.
Before I play that, I want to play Mel Kiper's criticism on the broadcast as the Colts.
This is good draft
traded.
stuff.
Think about this. This is 30 years ago.
Yeah.
This is how long Kuiper's been, like, doing the draft.
So this is his criticism of the Colts trading up and then not selecting Trent Dilfer, who was on the board, because they had Jim Harbaugh as their quarterback.
You got a problem with this move? I think it's a typical Colt move. I mean, here's a team that needed a franchise quarterback. There were two out there. They have a chance at two. They don't take it. They end up coming back into the picture to get Trent Dilfer. They take an outside linebacker, not even a true outside linebacker. Somebody has to learn coverage in Trev Alberts. They have Coriat. They have Harad. They do have a hole that developed with the release of Dwayne Bickett. But to pass up a Trent Dilfer when all you have is Jim Harbaugh, give me a break. That's why the Colts are picking second every year in the draft.
One question, Bill. A lot of criticism about not taking a quarterback here. Your response?
Well, you know, we got a guy up there. Who in the hell is Mel Kiper, in a way? I mean, here's a guy that criticizes everybody, whoever they take. He's got the answers to who you should take and who you shouldn't take. In my knowledge of him, he's never ever put on a jockstrap. He's never been a coach. He's never been a scout. He's never been an administrator. And all of a sudden, he's an expert. He's in our papers 2 days ago telling us who we have to take. We don't have to take anybody that Mel Kiper says we have to take. Mel Kiper has no more credentials to do what he's doing than my neighbor, and my neighbor's a postman, and he doesn't even have season tickets to the NFL.
That was the old comeback back in the day, was he's never put on a jockstrap.
Yeah,
that was always
that's
the
a
old
good
go-to.
old-fashioned ball busting
Yeah,
right there.
that is.
That's old school ball busting.
Yeah.
And Mel Kiper has stood the test of time.
Well,
and I think he has softened his criticism, too. I don't think he criticizes the teams like he used to.
No, and by the way, Trent Dilfer isn't going to the Hall of Fame, but he had a better career than Trev Alberts.
Right.
So, I think Trev Alberts right now is the AD at Nebraska. If I'm not
I
mistaken.
think you're right. I think he's Fred Hoiberg's boss.
Yes, I think he is as well. Was there other sound you wanted to play? I think that did you get it from Caleb Williams?
I have not been able to get that yet. No.
So instead of that, I will go in a different direction. By the way, I don't know how important this is, but Duncan Robinson is available for the Heat tonight. Jimmy Butler not, but Duncan Robinson is. On the ESPN NBA site,
He'll go for 20. Yeah, because do you remember last year who went for a big night for the Heat against the Bulls?
Wasn't it the kid that was the second-round pick?
Max Strus.
Yeah.
Who's no
kid,
longer
right? From DePaul?
Right, he's with Cleveland now.
Right. By the way, there are 12 or 11 experts that have picked the game, the Bulls and Heat, on the ESPN NBA website. Would you like to make a prediction as to
11
how many
of them?
11
I'm
have
going to
predicted.
say 7 Heat, 4 Bulls.
8 Bulls, 3 Heats.
Oh!
8 Bulls.
I'm on the Bulls
3
side.
Heats.
I have picked the Bulls.
The Chargers are suggesting they need an attractive offer to trade the number 5 pick.
No, I expect them to say, we need an unattractive offer.
Yeah. So they're going to stay at 5 unless you give them an attractive offer. I still think that they're going to go 4 quarterbacks, and then the Bears are going to pick 9th, and they're going to have their selection of a really good player. By the way, we never got a chance to talk about this. I know that I think everyone read at least part of the article as to how the whole Bill Belichick interview process and how he ultimately wasn't chosen by the Atlanta Falcons. Did you read the entire article? I know, Meller,
Yes,
you read it, didn't you?
I did.
It was a really interesting read, how Belichick thought he had the job. And obviously, at the end of the day, they decided Raheem Morris was their selection. In fact, they did a vote. And Bill Belichick didn't even finish in the top 3.
Right.
And there have been some people that have come out and said that Bill Belichick was done wrong by Robert Kraft. I don't know exactly what Robert Kraft told Arthur Blank, but if Robert Kraft felt a certain way about Bill Belichick,
You can't lie about a reference.
right?
Like
So
you-
there's been a lot of emotion tossed around with regard to this story. I'm not so sure that Robert Kraft did him, I think everyone kind of knew where Bill Belichick stood at this point.
Did you see too? On what show is what's his name? The former Colts punter who
Oh,
does
McAfee.
McAfee. Did you see Belichick on McAfee?
I did not, but I knew he was on the show.
I saw the clip. Belichick disclosed that he has never, ever, ever had a cup of coffee. Ever.
Really?
Doesn't that explain a lot in his personality?
That he's never had a caffeine buzz?
Yeah, like think about it. We're all like Bill Belichick when we're tired. We all act grumpy ass like him. We're all that way.
What does he drink in the morning?
But after we get the first cup of coffee in us,
Yeah.
we perk up.
Yeah.
And we're like, hey, we're a new person.
Yeah.
We're different. We're all Bill Belichick without caffeine. But Bill Belichick has never let himself have, maybe he drinks Coke, though. I don't know. So maybe he does get caffeine. But that was, to me, the
Coffee's
best.
for closers.
This was the best explanation to me on why he's such a dud, personality-wise.
No coffee?
No coffee.
Not sure if I 100% believe it, but I know where you're coming from.
Yes.
For me, that makes sense.
You see how Yurko is before you
Oh,
bring
he
him the
is. He's
goodness of
asleep.
coffee.
He's asleep.
But then what happens?
He's life of the party. Nothing a good cup of Java
Like,
can't fix.
If you would give, and Dunkin' Donuts is a huge sponsor of the Patriots.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you think if you would slip Belichick a big cup of Dunkin' Donuts, splash of cream, a little sugar in that baby, and you made him guzzle that, don't you think we'd see a
Different
different Belichick on the podium?
Probably not, but I would
think
give
we
it a
would.
try. I'd give it a try. I'd definitely give it a try.
By the way, I have breaking Trev Alberts news. On March 13th, he took the Texas A&M job.
Oh, he did. He
And
left
he
his
left
alma
Nebraska,
mater.
yes.
Okay.
He's now the new AD at Texas A&M, replacing Ross Bjork.